one game away. Blow up. We're playing for something, man. We're playing for something. This gotta mean something to you. It gotta mean something. Everything you got. Let's finish this.
Do it, fellas.
Let's go.
Let's do it, fellas.
Finish 2 3. 1 2 3.
You ready to make history? Come on now. Yeah. You know there's these two words. And when I say them, people get goosebumps cause they know what happens next. So without further ado,
Free Smoke.
look. Scared cause I'm drowning in silence with bad thoughts. These days I don't have nothing to say, man, the bag talks. I put in headphones on my driver. Pull up to the spot and give a good dick and Godiva. I can't lie, I'm uninspired. No more pillow talking about nonsense. I only stick around to put some band-aids on my conscience. I don't know why I feel so bad, nigga. That's what we do, no foundation. We don't build no more, we just screw. Half a bottle of Henny, girl, I'm going with the wind. The same niggas say they happy for me, ain't want me to win. So I'm done on my friends. Don't need help popping Coronas and reminiscing. I just call up Big Bro J and say it's time for venting. If I live forever, I hold this hate for some centuries. You don't know how much I have you doing what it meant to me, but motherfuck all that. I don't even offer up the time to make the call back. Stupid Lodo, if they don't get the picture now, man, I crop them out of the photo. I can't relate to my peers. Been doing this shit for years. I'm motivated by fears. I took the wheel and I steer. My sound not dictated by fuck boys in Atlanta. Stay gifted like this album was ghost written by Santa Bars forever, like they decided to throw me under Slammer. Every song's a hit like they picture me underhanders. I could drop 1,000,000 songs, but they never gon' understand us. Soapbox sermons for niggas never giving chances. Fight our whole lives to get these weak ass advances. Work twice as hard for the shit that they getting handed. And this ain't even nothing we chose, nigga, we branded. Still can't tell why all of these niggas mad at me. I'm trying to get 100 so I can put my team on salary. Give it all to the art, man, I turn my life to a gallery. Man, damn, what a fucked up masterpiece. 1,100 shots and I swear, man, I felt them all. If we ain't even good on our blocks, man, who can we call? Pre-decline state of mind, we broke crabs in the barrel. Got us fighting our folk, man, this shit just a life of peril.
Winning has a price. And leadership has a price.
I'm coming. I promise you, on my life, I'm coming. From the first snap, man. From the first second. What are we gonna do, man? All back against the wall. All back is against the wall.
I'm ready for whatever right now.
Oh my God, we are back. Another episode of Kicking It with Saint. It's been a minute, bro. I could not get over this illness. I could not get over it. I don't know what the fuck was wrong with me. I thought it was strep throat. Well, I had strep throat, but obviously I had something else. I don't know if it was the flu. I don't know what it was. I don't go to doctors. I just deal with my illnesses. You can call that stupid. I don't blame you. It is. Nonetheless, buddy been vomiting, dealing with bathroom situations, sweating, full body sweating like non-stop and shit. But I think I'm better now. Cause I was telling y'all I was getting better over them last previous shows, but I feel like I was getting worse. I feel better now. My voice is for the most part back to normal. I remember I was on the phone with a female one time and she was like, "Oh, you sound sexy sick. Stay sick." I was like, what? The things that come out of people's mouths. Nonetheless, I was gonna make a part 2 to the end of to wrapping up the NFL season. But the time frame in which I was going to do that, I was just so fucking sick. I really don't know how I was that sick, bro. It was really crazy looking back at it. Anyways, I'm acting like it's been a long time since it happened. I was literally vomiting 2 days ago. And I'm not even a thrower-upper. I'm not even a vomiter. You know what I'm saying? Non-stop vomiting the last couple days. Haven't thrown up today. Haven't vomited today. I feel a lot better today. Nose still got the sniffles for some reason. I done had the sniffles for like 3 weeks. I ain't been able to breathe out of both of my fucking nostrils for about 3 weeks. One of them is always clogged with mucus. But this morning when I got up, I started coughing up the mucus in the sink. the shit was like, it was blacker than green. So I know a lot of mucus is like a slimy greenish looking color, like not like a bright green, but like a forest green, I guess you would call it. My shit was more black than it was green, like big ass chunks of mucus coming up. I'm happy that shit was happening too, because I know that's what was stopping me from being able to breathe out of both noses. And look at that. The boy can breathe out of both noses again, out of both nostrils. I'm saying both noses like I got two noses. Out of both nostrils. So the boy feels great. The boy feels great. I feel phenomenal. Well, I'm not going to say I feel phenomenal, but I feel a lot better than I have felt over the past 2-3 weeks. I didn't even know I could be sick that long. When I had COVID about 1.5 years ago, I had that shit for like 2 weeks. Actually, I probably had it longer than 2 weeks, but the biggest effect that I had from COVID was I couldn't taste food. And I still remember the thing that I ate that made me realize I cannot taste this. And I remember what I ate when I got my taste back, bro. I was so happy because I couldn't taste nothing for like 1.5 weeks. And I know people who still can't taste, that is fucked up. That is hell. To get a disease, to get a virus like COVID and never be able to taste your food again, bro, that's some bullshit. And I had heard that story before I had got COVID, or when I had got COVID, I had already heard a story from one of the homies about him not being able to taste, and he still can't taste to this day. And I know a woman who can't taste either. And I was hearing them stories, and I'm like, man, please, Lord, don't let that happen to me. But the longer that week went on, bro, I was like, oh my God, I'm never going to be able to taste food again. Like that whole 1.5 weeks, everything I was eating and drinking, couldn't taste nothing. I was smoking. Everything smelled like burnt coffee to me for some reason. Like it just smelled like burnt coffee. My hands, the smoke. I couldn't get high. Like I tell this story all the time. I was on Twitter one day and a dude was talking about COVID. And he was like, what's the worst thing that happened when he got COVID? And because he said he had never caught it before, which is odd to me that somebody would ask me would ask people, what's the craziest, like what's the worst symptom you have from COVID? Because I never caught it. So that would, in my mind, that would be like, you're not going to really question what people's stories is. You're just going to listen to them because you never caught it. You're not going to be able to tell somebody, oh, there's no way you could have had that. And I told the dude who wrote it, like, the worst thing for me was I couldn't get high. Like, I was smoking weed, hella blunts, and couldn't get high. Him and this other motherfucker who never caught COVID gonna say to me, oh, then you must have been smoking some trash and yada, yada, yada. It just wasn't good weed. It's no way. I'm like, bro, you two fucking doofuses. How you gonna ask me or ask that question and then gonna try to tell me my experience, bro? Like, I understand some people who don't smoke a lot of weed, who just got into weed, who feel like they love weed, yada, yada, yada. You know, them the same people who be like, man, if I break a leg, I'm gonna just smoke some weed. Smoking weed not gonna help with your broken leg, buddy. Okay? Weed is a great source of what I want to call it. It's great to calm you down and shit like that. It's not magic, my guy. Okay? Weed is not magic. I'm sick and I smoke a blunt. Weed not gonna make it better. Matter of fact, smoking a blunt when you got strep throat probably the worst, because this shit hurt going down your throat. Pause. But I just never forgot the stupid ass responses that I got from him. Like, and then one dude was like, bro, it's just no way you couldn't get high. Like, I be getting high all the time. Motherfucker, you don't have COVID, buddy. Like, what the that shit was that shit was still crazy to this day. I don't even know what made me get into that. But nonetheless, we are here to talk about the 2024 NBA All-Star Weekend, because the boy was not impressed. The boy was not. I'm gonna be honest with y'all though, bro. It feel like I was impressed by some things. It feel like a lot of people who talk about certain things say stupid shit for the views, for the clicks and whatnot. Like, they already know they got a big following, so they could just really go on and say any old fucking thing just to upload some content. Like, I love listening to the Chiseled Adonis in certain videos. Listening to him talk about the Cody Rhodes, The Rock thing was, quite frankly, very disappointing. It's just so easy for me to see a black guy who was raised on black people, like, and just listen to what I'm saying. I was raised and the way I was raised, I was around African American black people, bro. The shows we watched was 90% black people in them. Like, black people played the main roles. The movies we watched was stuff that you see in all black households. The Rush Hour movies, you know, probably them dumbass Steven Seagal movies. Just a lot of, now I'm not talking about old Negro national films and shit like that. We don't watch those in my house. We don't care about roots. We not watching none of them slave movies, bro, because we don't want to see that shit. I mean, I'm glad that's one thing that my mom didn't watch growing up, was them dumbass slave movies. Like, we experienced it. Our people experienced it. Why in the fuck would we want to watch it again? Like, that's crazy to me. Plus, I just don't like the thought of white people getting on a stage and you say action, and they start throwing that hard ER around. Like, whoa, buddy. And people be like, well, it's art, Saint. You should understand it. I'm never going to understand that. And I'm an artist, so I try very hard to. Can't. But the music we listened to, majority of it was rap, hip hop, R&B, soul, blues. You know, a lot of black people damn near live the same life without the ridiculous stereotypes that people try to throw in there. We lived the same life, but it wasn't like nothing crazy. Obviously, all of us didn't grow up with great, like, I want to say, you didn't grow up with the money and all that type of stuff, but you still grew up. We basically lived the same lives. Even rich people I know be talking about some of their experiences growing up. And it was the same shit that a lot of the black households grew up in. You know, we look at a lot of, I don't like the show Martin. It wasn't funny to me, but I know that's a big show in the black community. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Family Matters, the Steve Harvey Show. This is why I get so irritated when I see black people that's pawns, like, who just sheepish individuals. And it's usually that middle school, high school, early 20s, early 30s year olds that's still so childish, where Cat Williams and Monique can tear down black people because they not where they want to be, and all these black people hop on. Like, these are the same motherfuckers who made your childhood, and it's just so easy for you to just, you're not even there. You don't know none of this shit that's happening between them, but it's easy for you to pick a side. I just always thought that was crazy. But the black person that grew up basically like that, watching those type of things, doing those type of things, listening to the Kurt Franklin, the Mary, and all those other type, the Luther Vandrosses, you know, if you grew up in black culture, and you could be a white person who grew up in black culture, I don't know, but I'm just talking about the black people who grew up in black culture. It always amazes me, some of the shit that come out of their mouth, you know, like when I was growing up, all the black kids love The Rock. Like, that was our guy. Even now as a grown man, most black people, they love The Rock. Wrestling done become so white in a sense that the white guys is the ones that carry everything. Not because the black people can't, because that's just how wrestling is. I had a black person tell me the other day, I thought it's always been basically like that. That's a dude who stopped watching because he couldn't stand that no black person could ever take a top spot consistent. Okay. To see Chiseled Adonis dick ride Cody so hard. And when I hear people say, well, he can relate to Cody. How? Like, I don't even understand that when people be saying that. And then when I look out there at the Cody fans and see grown ass white men complaining, crying, and bitching, it's just no way I could ever go for Cody. It is no way, because his fan base is everything I'm against, basically. What am I looking at right now? I told you I got to stop watching stuff in the background. I just saw somebody collapse on the scale. But nonetheless, it was so crazy watching him, you know, basically defend Cody and, oh, this ain't, basically become a white fan, saying The Rock messing stuff up. What exactly is Cody's story? Because last time I checked, the story was Roman's story, not Cody's. Cody was just a chapter in Roman's book. But it was just, you know, it was just real funny seeing Chiseled Adonis say that. But I was also watching I watched a little bit of his video where he was talking about the NBA All-Star game. And I just feel like some of the things he said was stupid as shit. And the only reason he said them is because he got a fan base that is going to agree with most of the shit he say and not going to question it. And that's, you know, I do not want that. Bro, if you question something I say on this show, if you don't agree with something I say, bro, you can talk to me about it in the comments. Now, obviously, there's going to be things people don't agree with that's just out of my control, bro. Like, if I'm spitting facts and you just don't like it, that's one thing. But opinions that are not factual opinions, they might be based in facts or whatever, but, you know, some opinions and some things that's said to me is just fucking stupid. Like, one of the things that Chisel said, and it's not just him, because I done seen other people. He was just a recent video I watched. I done seen multiple people talk about this celebrity all-star game, and I'm almost convinced some people didn't watch the shit. To me, this the best celebrity game they done had in a little minute. He wanted people like 50 Cent, Lil Wayne out there. Bro, yeah, see, this is my problem when people say shit like that. Asking, oh, why can't the big celebrities play? Why the fuck would the big celebrities want to play? You don't think the NBA asked them motherfuckers to play? And they chose not to. One thing that I choose not to do when it comes to some of these celebrity games is bitch about who out there compared to who not out there. I didn't know half of the motherfuckers in the celebrity all-star game, I don't think. But I didn't bitch about who was in it, who wasn't in it, because the celebrity who wanted to be in it would have been in it. Like, I'm like, bro, they use your brain. Like, saying you want Lil Wayne and all these other motherfuckers who probably would be shit if they got on that court. I mean, with the activity that Lil Wayne and 50 Cent divulge into in their free time, they probably not trying to be out here on the court playing with a bunch of other young dudes running up and down the court. That's just the reality. So that part of people's complaint, it don't ring for me. Like, I don't get it. I personally think it's absolutely ridiculous to be crying about, oh, the best celebrities didn't play. Bro, who the fuck cares? All I want is when the celebrities who do show up, they try. That's it. Not to mention, a lot of people is asking for celebrities who can't even hoop, more than likely. You just want to see celebrities out there because of their big names. And not only that, why wouldn't you want celebrities out there who want to be out there? I mean, it's already one thing trying to watch these celebrities because a lot of them not good. A lot of them finna go out there and be trash. However, if they want to be out there and they trying, I got no problem with it. Now, one of the things I liked about this celebrity game is, for the most part, the lineups, like the starters, played the entire game basically. And the biggest difference for Shannon Sharp's team was Micah Parsons being 200, damn near 300 pounds and just bulldozing through people, running people over. And I'm not I'm not one of them people who like, yo, man, you gotta call fouls in the celebrity game. But I'm also not one of the people who think it's okay to just let Micah run through and run over people all game. I think that was crazy. Like that wasn't too smartly planned out. See, I bet you people thought Micah was garbage. Him and CJ Stroud both put up over 30 points. It was a lot of good dunks that happened in this game. My boy Puka Nacua ended up having a crazy dunk in this game, multiple slams. You had this other dude on team, Stephen A. Smith. I can't remember his name for nothing. He looked like Sasha Vujacic. He was dunking the ball. The only problem I had with that celebrity game, because I love the celebrity game, I'm going to be honest with you. I can't remember the last time I said that. But I didn't have a problem with the celebrity game. One of my biggest problems was people bitching about the LED court. And see, this is my thing. This is why the NFL does not try. The NFL doesn't try because if they do, you're going to bitch about it anyways. The NFL saw the NBA make that attempt with the LED court. And then they saw people get on YouTube and bitch about it, get on Twitter and bitch about it, and they looked at players bitch about it. And they said to themselves, oh, yeah, we good with just not doing anything at all. That's what happens when you constantly bitch about it, especially bitching about shit that you ain't got nothing to do with. All you got to do is view it and enjoy it. That's it. And some of you, bro, like, I understand critiquing shit and all that type. I have no problem with that. Hell, I critique shit. I speak on shit that ain't got nothing to do with me, as far as like, it don't make my life no happier, no sad. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. It's the business. However, every time a motherfucker tries something, like, this is what it is to me. This is like looking at a dude try or a woman try something and constantly berating them. Like, God damn, bro, what more can they do? They clearly giving it everything they got, and I'm still berating them, killing them for the littlest. That's what it feel like. The NBA always is trying to make the All-Star weekend better. And you just get these celebrities and these YouTubers and these, media analysts who get on and bitch about it left and right. And I don't get it. I really don't. And I don't really understand why the YouTube community be bitching about it, because the NBA making y'all bread. If it's one league that's in tune with their YouTubers and shit, it be the NBA. So I don't even know why y'all be bitching the way that y'all do. But nonetheless, I didn't have a problem with the celebrity game. My only issue was after the 3 players got fired for Team Stephen A. So it was CJ Stroud, Tristan Cash, or Koss, I can't remember how you pronounce his name, and the dude who looked like Sasha Vujic. When those 3 caught fire for the start of the third quarter, every point that they made would have been doubled. So they needed to be the ones scoring. Bro, why was Meta World Peace ball hogging? Why was doing nothing with the ball? Meta World Peace would beg for the ball, get the ball, and do some stupid shit. He clearly not in the shape he was in his playing days. I don't understand. See that now I'm talking about this like it was a real game, but that's just the competitor in me came out. Kelsey Plum told Tristan Cash to pass. That shit made me madder than anything that happened on the night. Cause I'm like, bro, what kind of stupid ass advice is that? Now maybe Kelsey Plum ain't used to, people going up to her, greeting her and yada, yada. Like Cash flamed her on Twitter afterwards talking about like, bro, I have more assists than you got in your career. So it is crazy hearing Kelsey Plum, a scorer, say, oh, pass the ball. Like, that's crazy. Caitlin Clark just broke your NCAA record, bro, for scoring. So that was crazy. I'm not going to lie. And they did you could hear her say it and everything, bro. Like, it was like a close-up, basically. The camera was on it. And when I heard her say pass the ball, I'm like, bro, you better not listen to her. And it kind of felt like he listened to her. Wasting those, first 5 minutes or 3 minutes of that quarter, I think they scored maybe 8 points off of 2 CJ Stroud layups, because the whole team Stephen A for some reason didn't get this concept through their head. We need to let these 3 try to score as many times as possible. This is probably when you actually need coaching to come in, because a coach would have came in and be like, bro, y'all 3, y'all other 2, y'all 2 or however many on the court, pass the ball to one of these 2 every single time you touch it. Do not shoot it. I don't care if you wide fucking open. Pass the ball to these 3. And to them 3, score the fucking ball. I don't care what you do to try to get your shot off. Score. Try to shoot the ball for as much as you can for these 3 or 5 minutes, however long it was. That didn't happen. That pissed me off. I'm not going to lie. Because I guess a little part of me wanted Stephen A to win, because we all know, if you watch the channel, how I feel about Shannon Sharpe. I just do not like Shannon Sharpe. And so I was very confused. Now, I wonder if I would have had this same energy if I did like Shannon Sharpe. I think I would have, because this was just one of them situations where it's like, bro, how did y'all brain fall out y'all ass this quick? Because y'all should know to get these 3 the ball. Like, it was wild. But I didn't have a problem with the celebrity game. Now the 3-point line moving in the last quarter didn't seem to matter, because everybody decided to take the ball in and take inside shots. My only thing for the celebrity game, because I don't care who participate in the celebrity game. If you want to participate in it, participate in it. What I would say, though, is having Jennifer Hudson in the game, late in the game when it's a close game, when she ain't really been on the floor and contributed nothing to the team all game, and we trying to win. That's a crazy call. I'm not going to lie. That is a crazy call by Stephen A. Smith, especially when you got Micah Parsons out there doing what he doing. So that was an interesting call. And there was a lot of bad decision making on Team Stephen A. Aside from that, though, I pretty much like the game. Like I said, the 3-point line moving back and forth, that was pretty lit, even though nobody really utilized it. I I like the LED court. I thought that shit was fire. The only thing that I probably say wasn't that, phenomenal or wasn't that groovy was the flame under the player, how it had to try to move along with the player. It tried to track the player, but sometimes it was a delay because a player can move faster than the animation under him, obviously. That I would probably have done without that. I probably would have done it like a 2K thing. I would have put circles under the players who was hot and just had that circle stay on. Like that would have probably been way easier and had the circle on fire. But when they was doing a little shooting competition for Team Stephen A, Team Shannon, for the team to see who had the 3 players that would have been on hot for them, that was fire. How they had to hit from the star and the court was like flaming up. That shit was hard. Now, maybe I'm just too easy to impress. Maybe I'm too easy to impress. But I think about shit like if I'm sitting at the crib, something good to eat, good blunts to smoke, good drinks to drink. And I'm not talking about alcohol because I don't drink alcohol. I'm talking about like some Mott's apple juice. Oh my God. Some ice cold Mott's apple juice. I'm thinking about what I'm going to enjoy as in like, I'm sitting back, I'm smoking this blunt, I'm eating good, I'm drinking good. Let's see, can this entertain me while I'm sitting here chilling? That's probably what I think. That's why I'm so simple. And it entertained me while I was sitting there chilling. So I didn't have a problem with the celebrity game for the most part. So like I said, because I was so dialed in, the things that was bothering me was not utilizing the 3 players that was on fire. Micah Parsons just running through people. That didn't bother me. I'm just saying the things that stood out to me. But I didn't have a problem with the Celebrity All-Star game. I thought it was a good Celebrity All-Star game, to be honest with you. And they scored a couple points. Now, I know they changed the way the score worked for this game so it could be more points because you don't want the game to end like 30 to 20 something because nobody can score. Luckily, a lot of the celebrities they done brought in the last couple years are better at scoring than some of the Now, I saw Chisel and some other people complain about why is WNBA players in this game if they not going to show up and show out and take over the game. I don't even think WNBA players should be in this game unless they retired. Like a current WNBA player, while that might be a celebrity, that's not a celebrity on the same level of and I'm not talking about matching the celebrity. I'm talking about Tamika Ket, bro. She retired. So if she want to hop in there, Dawn Staley or something. If they want to hop in there, I'm fine with that. They are retired. Meta World Peace hopping his fat ass in there. I'm cool with that. He's retired. I don't think current players should be allowed in the celebrity game. I think that's crazy. I think the only reason they even started doing shit like that was because of how bad the celebrity game was because motherfuckers couldn't score. I also appreciate when WNBA players are in it that they don't try to take over the game and try to go out there and prove a point. See, I heard Chisel say you should be saying that we dominate and like the women should go out there and do it. Bro, I think it's really funny that when men speak on stuff like this, they always come out with, you need to prove how dominant you is. No, nigga, you could just watch them play in the WNBA and that'll be fine. I hate it when y'all try to make it. I hate it when people try to make it seem like I got to go hard every time we do something. And not specifically me, but like a WNBA player. Oh, you on the court with a bunch of celebrities. You need to go hard and prove why we should watch the WNBA. No, the fuck I shouldn't. This is for fun. I get a break just like everybody. So that's a weird thing that I be hearing dudes saying. I'm not, like I said, I'm not trying to call out the Chisel Adonis. I done heard multiple people say it. I just think it's crazy to think just because a WNBA player is playing in and then if they went crazy, all y'all would say is, oh, it's just a celebrity game. Like it's no win-win with y'all, bro. So I wish y'all sometimes would just shut the fuck up with some of the points y'all be trying to make because the shits don't make sense. Now, I know it sounds like I'm going at the Chisel Adonis, and I'm not. I just don't like that specific point he made because I done heard multiple men make that point. And I'm baffled by it, to be honest with you. I don't get it. Like, they come out here to chill, too. They don't have to go hard in this shit. Like, oh, if they don't score 20, 30 points to carry the team, we're not going to think. What? Bro, I promise you, if it was a WNBA player on that court, I didn't think nobody who wasn't a WNBA player or a current NBA player was better than them. And they didn't have to do shit. If it was a legendary WNBA player, if Candace Parker decided to play in this and score 0 points, I promise you I don't walk away from that saying to myself, you know, Micah Parsons better than her because he scored 30. What? Like, I just think some of y'all sexist and don't even realize it, bro. And I do think women is more sick. This is a whole nother conversation. I think the women I be, not the women I be around, but just them women who famous and rich, bro. I feel like they more sexist than anything, bro. Like, they so sexist, it's like being a racist, but it's like hardcore sexism. It's like that Barbie movie, bro. Y'all keep telling me you want equality and all this from the white man, because that's who it is. It's not from black men. It's definitely white men who y'all want to be equal to. And it's so crazy when I hear women say that, because then they actions prove, no, we just want the power that white men have, and we would do men just like they white men done women. Like, so it's real crazy to me when I hear this conversation take place. Nonetheless, though, I didn't have a problem with the celebrity game. I fucked with it. It could have went on a little bit longer, and I looked at the entire thing. Dead ass from start to finish. I didn't change the channel at all. I watched the entire thing all the way through, and I enjoyed myself. Like, bro, I understand bitching at the NBA for certain things. Like, bro, the NFL Pro Bowl weekend is bad. That is a terrible Pro Bowl weekend. I get people complaining about that all the time. And it's been bad for a minute. The NBA, you might not like the All-Star game, but you cannot say the All-Star weekend done been bad for a minute, because All-Star weekend is usually good. My problem with All-Star weekend this time was every single All-Star weekend event should happen at nighttime, in my opinion. And I wish it was done in cities where they could show off the city and how nighttime like, I don't have a problem with it happening in Indy. It just didn't feel as big as if it like would happen in Florida, like a Miami or Orlando or Chicago, even though I don't know if I wanted it to go to Chicago, or LA. You know, it didn't feel as big as the All-Star weekend usually feel, but I think that's because I've been on a football high for so long, so I wasn't properly able to give myself time to get in NBA mode like I usually do. The Ravens played longer into the season this year, so I think that's what delayed me getting into NBA game mode, I guess. I don't know, bro. I've been so locked in with football. But yeah, I didn't have a problem with the All-Star celebrity game. I do wish that the Friday night celebrity game would be bigger. Like, I wish that was what ended the night. I do wish the NBA did more. I cannot remember if I don't think NBA teams got games on that Friday, but I could be wrong. But I don't think they do. I just wish it was more events. I'm not going to lie to you. I wouldn't be mad if the dunk contest happened on that on that Friday night. I just wish it was a way to make the Friday night bigger. Like, whether it be mini games, because I feel like All-Star Weekend should go all out. Like, I feel like every sport should go crazy with their All-Star Weekend. You got the money, most of these sports. So, if not all of them, and most of these sports have the TV deals. I don't, and you think the TV network's going to be mad at trying to put some extra football, basketball content on? I doubt it. So if I had a complaint about this All-Star weekend for the Friday night festivities, it would just be, I wish it was more than just, not the dunk contest. I didn't mean the dunk contest. The skills challenge. That shit could happen on on Friday. Because I'm going to talk about the skill challenge when I get to it, but I just don't think that that's a spectacle big enough to be happening on Saturday. I understand Saturday we get through the things to get to the last event, but because of how bad the dunk contest done been the last couple years, it don't feel like that. I feel like we speed running through shit to get to the dunk contest, and when the dunk contest come, it feel like that we didn't end the night the way we wanted it to. So I feel like the skills challenge could be moved. Even if you don't move the skills challenge, I just feel like you can make Friday night All-Star weekend, because that's the beginning of your All-Star weekend. A lot of people don't even watch the celebrity game. Like, I remember when Kevin Hart was in the celebrity game and whatnot, and he made it a thing. And I'm not going to judge everybody else compared to it, because technically Kevin Hart know how to sell. I mean, it's a comedian. He in a whole bunch of movies. The motherfucker, he in ads, commercials, he everywhere. So he know how to sell something. However, which is why it's crazy that the world tried to act like, oh yeah, you right, Cat Williams, when y'all was just dick riding Kevin Hart a couple years ago, bro. Like, y'all got to get out of this mentality where it's whoever hot right now is who we gonna rock with, bro. Y'all got no type of loyalty, and I'm not just talking to white people. I'm talking to the black people in my community. Y'all loyalty is shot, bro. Dead ass. And then this mental struggle y'all have of being able to support two people, even if them two people beefing, is nuts, bro. Nuts. Like, I will still I don't know if I'm gonna sit down and listen to Cat Williams, only because I done looked at a couple of his specials. They're not that funny to me. He's still trying to do the same thing, but not the same type of. He haven't really grown as a comedian, in my opinion. I still sit down and look at his old stuff. They're phenomenal. Sitting down and looking at him talk to people and shit like that, nah, I'm not gonna do that because he got too much hate in his heart. I love watching Monique and shit she do. Am I going to sit down and watch her do too many talking, too much interview? Nah, she got too much hate in her heart. I don't hate neither one of them. I wish both of them healing. But this thing where the black community is like, oh, Kevin Hart says something. I mean, like Mike Epps still taking shots at Kevin Hart. Mike Epps is a weird individual. He was just beefing with Shannon Sharp. But then you immediately say something ignorant. You didn't, bro, I just don't understand it, bro. It just feel like a lot of these celebrities is hypocrites. And they've been living in this rich world so long, they don't even understand basic human behavior at this point, or humility, or any type of thing that, like, first off, anytime somebody takes shots at Kevin Hart, I know you got to be jealous. I don't even say people got to be jealous because all y'all rich, so I don't understand why you would need to constantly be taking shots at somebody or be jealous. Mike Epps and these boys, Cat Williams, y'all is definitely 100% jealous of Kevin Hart, bro. It's no two ways around it. Because to consistently be taking shots like this at Kevin Hart, who don't take shots at other celebrities. Like, you can't show a single clip of Kevin Hart randomly attacking a celebrity or a comedian. But you got so many of these bitter ass comedians that's like, I want more for the black community. And I say that because I don't see these white comedians going at each other all the time, hating on one another. One of them get a big gig, the other one come out like, well, he ain't really that funny. Like, bro, go suck a sick dick, bro. Y'all is the hating that Cat Williams and Mike Epps be doing. Is, oh my God, I hate it. I hate it. I just wasn't raised to be no hater, bro. And then when I was old enough to understand shit, I still didn't understand the hate and shit, bro. I really don't. If somebody work hard, whether you think they a plant or not, which being an industry plant was definitely created by some hating ass motherfuckers. But I just don't. When Mike Epps was rolling, even though he ain't never had the career that Kevin Hart or Cat Williams done had, like Mike Epps done been in a lot of shit. You can't never say his highs was as high as Kevin Hart's or Cat Williams. So I don't even know why this motherfucker said, like, bro, you should be mad at yourself. But to get away from that, back to the All-Star game or All-Star weekend. I just wish the All-Star Friday was bigger. Like, everybody, like, that should be your official introduction to the All-Star weekend. Like, we are here, bro. It's time for the NBA All-Star. I just feel like it's more events that you could do. Even if you had to do like some YouTube creator games and shit like that. I ain't gonna know most of these YouTube motherfuckers that's on the game court. So I really don't want to see that personally myself. But hell, it's a lot of young kids out there who watch a whole bunch of these YouTube dudes, bro. I wouldn't be mad at seeing them on. Now, something that really caught my eye. This dude, Kai Cenat, I don't watch him. But he all over Twitter. Like, you can see his clips on Twitter all the time. He walked into the game with Steph. I don't care about that, but I don't understand why Flight did not see. I don't know too many of these dudes, but I do know Flight. Flight, one of the biggest Steph Curry fans in the world. I don't understand. He done been rocking with Steph Curry from the get. I don't understand how Kai Cenat walked in with Steph and not Flight. Hell, Flight the one who came up with the look at Curry, man. So inspirational. Like, I don't like the NBA not capitalizing on that. Like, that's a YouTuber who done clearly helped the popularity of Steph Curry. And I understand how big Steph is by himself. But Flight is showing a whole generation of kids and getting them to love Steph Curry, not Kai Cenat. So I don't understand. Now you could argue everybody loves Steph. The biggest YouTuber or like Twitch streamer or whatever you want to call it, the biggest one I done seen in support of Steph is definitely Flight. Now, one of my things that I don't like is when people be like, well, you know, he ain't PG enough. Bro, we hear these analysts cuss all the time. You mean to tell me you can't get one of these motherfuckers on there and say, hey, listen, we need to PG you up a little bit. This is stuff you can say, this is stuff you can't say, blah, blah, blah. Like, trying to make somebody become a whole different human being to me in order to get an opportunity is wild. We should not still be in that time. Like, I understand you don't want to do nothing wild while you on air or something like that can ruin you up. But to tell somebody they have to act like a certain type of way in their personal life, or I got to tell a streamer, you need to act like this, streamer, because Tim the Tap Man and Nick Merck still getting as many deals and they don't have to conform. They can get on their thing and curse. They can have all type of conversations. And I don't see them getting canceled. I don't see them being told to tone it down. But you see a black dude on streaming, he got to tone it down to get opportunities. I don't like that. I'm never going to like that because that's so very clearly racist. But I wasn't happy about that when it came to Flight. I thought Flight should have had that moment. But nonetheless, Kai Cenat in the game, he had this little moment where he was I want to say that he was just being funny, like he was just being funny for the crowd. I pray to God he was being funny, because a grown ass man jumping up and down, throwing a tantrum for not getting a basketball might have been some of the most diabolical shit I done seen in recent memory, bro. My respect level, and I don't say this often, but just as a grown ass man, it's stuff that I see that I'd be like, yeah, I couldn't interact with this individual. Oh, yeah, I lost a little bit. And who the fuck cares about who I respect and don't respect? But all I'm saying is, when I saw Kai Cenat, who I already don't watch and shit like that, so my opinion of him shouldn't matter. But when I saw him jumping up and down like a child, I was like, and he looked like a child, I was like, bruh, is he serious right now? Like, I was like, he can't be serious right now. Like, he playing. He gotta be joking. But no. He really was doing that. And then he took this picture like he was Kobe afterwards, bro. He said he let y'all down. That shit was hilarious, bro. I guess he told somebody that he was going to score a couple, like 30 or something, if Ice Spice was sitting courtside. I don't know what motherfucker seeing Ice Spice. I really hate that this dude, I mean, not this dude, but people is pushing this shit. Like, bro, I don't find Ice Spice attractive or talented, bro. I'm happy she making millions. Bruh, she cannot rap. Like, if that's what y'all think rap is, that's why white people constantly come out and be hating on it. But that's also on them. But Ice Spice cannot rap, in my opinion. She don't look good. This is not me here to roast Ice Spice, bro, or talk shit about Ice Spice. I just don't get this, oh, if Ice Spice was sitting on court. Well, you know what? To each his own, bro. If Kai Cenat think Ice Spice a baddie, bro, that's good for him, bro. Good for him. I'm going to tell you something else that's kind of weird to me. And I know we started this with the Jordan pool. He want the baddie sitting front court. Bro, what great player give a fuck about baddie sitting there on courtside, bro? I ain't never seen Kobe, Curry, Bron, KD, Kawhi, Jordan. I ain't never hear none of them say, oh, yeah, I need the baddie sitting front court. Like, hey, bro, these young boys something else, man. These young boys something else. Oh, yeah, if the baddie sitting courtside, I'm going to score 30. Like, what? That's usually something motherfuckers will say after the game, if anything. They be like, yeah, I saw yada yada sitting courtside, so I know I had to go off. And a lot of the legends be saying like they saw another legend sitting courtside. These motherfuckers, he said if Ice Spice, bro. It's the evil world we live in. But listen, I had no problem with the celebrity game. All right. I thought that was a 10 out of 10 for me. My only thing, like I said, is Friday is your introduction into NBA All-Star Weekend. So I feel like you should bring out some NBA All-Stars that weekend and do more. Like, that'd be a perfect time for them to do like family game shows. And you telling me the NBA can't hire one of these fucking YouTubers to have game shows and shit like that? Like, and don't tell me people wouldn't watch it, because people would definitely watch. People watch Madden do that dumbass Madden game between Tyreek Hill and Micah Parsons. People watch that shit and people hate Madden. So you telling me that you can't throw a little NBA 2K tournament or a different like, bro, I remember they had Tim the Tap Man playing in Dallas Stadium on the big screen. The game was being shown on the big screen in Dallas. You can't do that with an NBA team, like with during the NBA All-Star weekend opener. Like, so to me, I feel like, and plus the NBA make a lot of fucking money to not be doing a lot of giveaways, like big time giveaways for the people who show up during the All-Star weekend, bro. Now I understand it was an Indy and I guess it was snowing and raining and shit. That's on the NBA for picking Indy to put the All-Star game at, bro, to be a band with you. Mind you, not one time have I ever, and I'm not hating on Indy, I ain't never looked at the Indiana Pacers court or city and said to myself, man, you know what would be nice if they had a fucking All-Star game there. That's crazy. They need to start picking these All-Star games like the NFL picked the Super Bowl stadiums to have the Super Bowl in, because I understand in the NFL it's no home court in the Super Bowl. So it ain't like the NBA where you play some games at home, you play some games on the road. No. It's a neutral site. All-Star weekend need to be thought about like the Super Bowl. Like, what is the absolute best location for us to be able to go all out for All-Star weekend? We need the weather to communicate with us. I mean, we need the weather to be able to cooperate with us. We need everything to go right. That means scouting ahead of time what the weather going to be in cities at that time of the year and yada, yada, yada. I don't know if Indy was the best choice. I'm going to just put it like that. Like, one of the Hall of Fame legends that they was talking about all weekend was Larry Bird because of his affiliation with the Indiana Pacers. And I think he's from Indiana. But who gives a fuck? We talk about, and that's no disrespect to Larry Bird. We talk to Larry Bird every All-Star game and feel like we see him every year at some capacity. So bringing out Larry Bird is not really big. You know what I'm saying? So if I had a real complaint, I really hate saying this because I don't want to shit on Indy. It would probably be the fact that the All-Star game or All-Star festivities was in Indy. I probably wouldn't have had him in Indy, not because it's Indiana, because, you know, they could have went to Pawnee and brought in Parks and Recreation cast, and I would have been thrilled. However, it was snowing, I believe, from the clips I saw, or raining, whichever. I think it was snowing. The weather wasn't good regardless. And that do kind of take away from your All-Star weekend, because you want your All-Star weekend to be great conditions. You want people to want to come out and not have to worry about, oh, you know, this weather, you know? So that would be my only thing for the All-Star. The start, well, that's a whole thing. But like I said, to me, Friday night should just be bigger. The only thing that happens should not just be the celebrity game. Like, I'm cool with that being the last game of the night, especially with how they did it this year, because I love what they did this year. But I feel like it should, like, to me, the festivities should start at, like, when people get home, bro. Most people gonna be home around, what, 5 o'clock? Obviously it's people who working all night, yada, 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 who just getting up, going to work. I'm not talking to that demographic of people, obviously. Like, I probably would start it at 6. I probably would start even earlier than that, because if you want the NBA celebrity game to start at 8 o'clock, you're going to want at least 3 hours to comfortably do other events. And the NBA can think of some other fucking events to do, bro. It's nice. You know what I'm saying? We've been letting them get away with this NBA celebrity game, bro. Letting that be the only thing. Because I just don't think it's a big enough spectacle. And maybe it's just me, bro. But when I'm thinking about these All-Star weekend, I'm thinking to myself, bro, who can just take over the week? Like, if we have an All-Star weekend, NFL, MLB, we want to be on all TVs. We want the whole world to know, oh, it's the NBA All-Star game or NBA All-Star. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't just be happy with your core fan base knowing that it's the All-Star, because the All-Star weekend is for you to bring in more fans, I thought. But, you know, I could be wrong. But then we get to the juicy stuff. Pause. Saturday NBA All-Star weekend is intriguing, to say the least, nowadays. You got the celebrity, I mean, not the celebrity challenge. You got the skills challenge. which is very interesting that they have a half court shot in the skills challenge, which I cannot for the life of me understand why that is a part of the skills challenge. I understand it's a skill to be able to shoot half court shots, but that is not something that you do in an everyday NBA game. So that is still crazy to me that that's on the thing, but I don't hate it enough to take it out because I guess you do need to find ways to make these things spicy. I just think it's crazy that if a team get done with this shit hella quick and they lose because can't nobody knock down a half court shot, that kind of take the thunder out of it for me. I hate that shit. And the other team just ran down and got lucky and popped their first half court shot they attempted. You know, that's if this was me, I would feel cheated. Like, but we don't even have to shoot no half court shot during the game. You know what I'm saying? So I'd probably be a little testy about it, but you know, I don't think the skills challenge is entertaining enough. Like, I think that's the time people using to go get their food, to get their drinks, to get their smoke, to they getting home while that's on. Like, I don't think people make it a priority to catch the skills challenge. And that's a problem because I don't even make it a priority to watch the skill challenge. And I talk about this shit and I just don't make it like, and I know that it's going to be on. And I still say to myself, I could skip that. So I think they got to figure out a way to redo this skills challenge. Cause something ain't clicking as far as, in my opinion, as far as getting as many eyes on that. And it's a lot of stuff that happened during that skills challenge. Like they had the thing where they brought out former players for the same city. Like if it was somebody playing for the Chicago Fever, Chicago Bulls, and some other Chicago team, all of them be on the same team. You know, you got a WNBA player from the Sparks, an NBA player from the Lakers, and some other player from an LA team. I mean, it was cool when they first started doing that, but I think one of the things is if you don't have like the 3-point contest and the dunk contest, you're going to always have those. These other events can change up over time, in my opinion. Like, I understand not wanting to mess with the dunk contest or the 3-point contest because it's fine the way it is. You just need people to be better. These other challenges can be flipped, changed, screwed with, toyed with. You could do multiple things with the skills challenge and whatever the other fuck kind of challenges that happen before the actual 2 big events happen on Saturday. And my whole thing with this is still saying, bro, you want this event to be as big as possible. Now, well, I'll just wait till I get to that to talk about that. You still want this event to be as big as possible, and you want some of your top all-stars and your top faces in the game. I personally think you should be using that time space, I guess you would call it, to bring out the guys who not going to be in the all-star game. Like, and not to mention, if you can find a way to incorporate the WNBA, I still think you should incorporate the WNBA. Now, that's not me just, what do they call it? Obviously, it ain't simping because I ain't never been that in my life. But what do they call it? Catering to the women basketball, I guess. That's not what I'm trying to do. What I'm saying is that's the WNBA, a direct correlation to the NBA. Why not have them involved in some of these challenges? Obviously, you can't do the dunk contest with them, but I don't understand why they not involved in the 3-point contest, in my opinion. They should be involved. Like, and this is my thing. When in this new age of the NBA where we got so many young dudes who don't give a flying fuck about these competitions. Like, I like Anthony Edwards. I find it very hard to root for somebody who just pulled the shit that he pulled over the weekend. Because to me, that level of, bro, you can't say I care when the season matter, but then during something like this, you don't care at all. Like, to me, that's crazy. And I'm not talking about care as in I care if we win or not. But, bro, when you competing in something, bro, don't hold the fans and hold everybody around you. He shot left-handed during the entire of the skills challenge. That is so ignorant. Like, that's not funny. That's not entertaining. That's just ignorant. These young dudes having so little care in the world about the all-star festivities. I don't know, man. To me, the NBA gonna have to do something. Either they bitch about not making an all-star team, or they make it, show up, and then just take it for granted. I don't know what it is about. I don't remember if it was like that when I was coming up, when the guys who I look at as the GOATs now, they older, when they was younger, I don't know if this is how they approached it. I don't remember Steph, KD, LeBron being just so lackadaisical and non-caring about these events. Now, I'll get to LeBron in the dunk contest in a minute, but could you imagine if Steph Curry, a 4-time champion, showed up to a 3-point contest? He already done won some and say, you know what, I'm going to just shoot everything left-handed. I won't really take it too serious. I'm just here to have. Like, what? Do you know how irritated people would be? But see, that's the thing I think it is. We hold Steph and LeBron and KD and dudes like that to a far higher standard. And that's why I think the NBA is in trouble when them three retire. Because nobody hold these young dudes to no type of standard, but they praise the young dudes every opportunity they get. I told you, when Ja Morant and Anthony Edwards said within their first 2 seasons they would never compete in a dunk contest, that told you everything you need to know about them. They're young dudes who entitled, who you give them everything, and they can't even give you a dunk contest. And of course, they're going to keep sitting around lying, talking about some, oh, you know, I'm just not a Showtime dunker. I'm an in-game dunk. No. And people saying, oh, they scared to be embarrassed. They done been embarrassed on bigger stages doing other things, bro. That's not true. These motherfuckers, they just don't have a desire or a care to be in these competitions. And that's going to be the NBA's biggest. If you don't like the All-Star weekend right now, well, get ready to hate that sumbitch, because the young players keep showing you on a yearly basis they don't give a flying fuck about the All-Star game. They don't care about the All-Star game. They don't care about the competitions. They don't care about none of that shit. I saw somebody say, is the NBA just overexposing Curry and LeBron, or is they really good enough to get this type of... What are you talking about? They got 4 titles apiece. They done earn every single spotlight conversation they get. What are you fucking talking about? Should the NBA be putting spotlight on other players? Tell them other players to win a championship. Tell them other players to take something that's serious. When the NBA need Curry and LeBron to do something, they can go to them knowing they're not going to bullshit with us. They're not going to half-ass with us. They're going to actually go out there and give it what they got. And so I just think that right now, one of the biggest problems with the All-Star weekend is it's a lot of young players, and a lot of the young players just don't give a fuck about the All-Star weekend. They not understanding the pride and what was. They just care about, oh, it's a break. Like Anthony Edwards said it. This is not competition. This is a break. I don't see it ever changing. Only a nigga who don't care about some shit would say exactly what he's saying. And I'm not trying to go at Anthony Edwards, but he literally said multiple times, this is just a break for me, yada, yada. Bro, who the fuck cares if it's a break for everybody else? If you really wanted to compete, you would be able to set the tone. I don't understand that about young players. Oh, you know, everybody else doing this. Well, during the season or any other time, y'all don't care about going with the flow. But now, do you want to? So that's what I'm saying, bro. These young dudes is weird, bro. And they probably one of the biggest reasons I don't sit around watching NBA nonstop like I used to, bro. Because, listen, I understand y'all love the skill level of a lot of these dudes, but they mental is just throwing me off. How they don't care about anything that ain't making them money. I understand that to an extent, but you're in the business. You're making great money. The NBA asks you to do some extra shit. They pay you more than good enough for you to say, yeah, bro, let me try this extra shit. And you know me, bro. I'm not about making fans happy and all this type of shit. The All-Star weekends was created for the fans, basically, and to celebrate the greatness of players. The players not understanding that is a problem for me. Like, it's almost like the Ja Morants of the world. I know Ja wasn't at this one. Ja. Like, bro, the year that Jimmy Butler chose not to show up or chose not to do nothing, and then he bitched at the end of the game. Yeah, I know I love Jimmy. I would have never invited him back to another All-Star game. That's how easy it would be for me to get somebody out of there who don't have no sense of pride. And like, bro, for one, to be an NBA All-Star is actually important. Now, I know we don't care about the NFL Pro Bowl players. We care about the first team All Pros, not the Pro Bowl, because so many alternatives and switches and shit like that. The NBA All-Star game matter. To be an NBA All-Star, that shit matters. A lot of the greats get how many All-Star games they was able to make. To see these young dudes be able to pile up the All-Star appearances, but play this shit like it's just a meaningless game. I mean, some of these motherfuckers don't even. Example. You can hate on Kevin Durant as much as you want to. Go look at Kevin Durant playing the All-Star game this year. That was a dude who clearly was trying to compete and win it. He was not just taking dumbass shots. He was not just pulling up. He was not one of the people who irritated the fuck out of me was Luka. They losing the game by like 20 points and Luka gonna launch a full court fucking heave. And then the next time he get it, he launched a half court heave. I would have sat this fat fuck out, bro. Like, get your fat ass on this bench, Luka. Like, bro, to me, the young dudes have just made it so that they make it hard for anybody to fucking care. Bro, the Western All-Stars was in the game. They took out the vets and put in a lot of the young dudes. And then the game just got opened up. Now, I do think one of the problems, matter of fact, I'll get to the All-Star game in a minute. The 3-point contest. So that's my problem with the skills challenge. The 3-point contest. I love the 3-point contest. I will never say it should be the last event of the night. For one, it go by too quick. Two, it's just shooting threes. And I understand how difficult that is. But that ain't more difficult than making a crazy ass dunk at the end of the day. It's just not. Also, well, unless you Shaq, then it probably is harder to hit the three than make the dunk. But, however, if we get, I say it all the time, if Aaron Gordon and Zach LaVine, which I highly doubt we're going to get a dunk contest like that again or for some time, let's say that do happen. It's no way you can have that happen before a 3-point contest. Because you see a dunk contest like that, then you move to the 3-point contest. It's like, what the hell? Why wouldn't this last? You know? So I'm never going to agree with put the 3-point contest on last. People who running around saying that stupid shit obviously don't understand business or understand spectacle or understand, like, if everything go right, you want your dunk contest to be the last thing of the night. But the dunk contest getting so sour, I'm almost at the point where I don't mind them creating some type of weird ass rules or something for it, but I'll get to that in a second. When it comes to the 3-point contest, I have no problem with it. I really can't complain about it too much. I'm glad they don't do nothing stupid like, oh, let's move the line back even. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think the 3-point contest is good the way it is. I think the biggest thing with the 3-point contest is always going to be names. Like, if you got a bunch of dudes you don't know in that competition, you're not going to care about it. But let's say you throw Steph in there. Obviously, people going to want to watch it because that's who everybody wants to win. I think the 3-point contest can only be as big as the biggest name you have in it. You got to always have a fan favorite in it that the people want to win. I don't think Dame, as much as I do think some people like Dame, I don't think Dame is a fan favorite, as very obvious. He never was a starter in the Western Conference. He finally became one this year, even though I don't think he should have been the starter in the All-Star game for the East. Does not matter because he won finals MVP. I mean, finals. He won the All-Star game MVP, which is probably like the big. Okay, I'm not here to talk shit about Dame. Listen, I don't know if. And I appreciate, like, I heard somebody say, bro, I don't know why Dame keeps showing up for this. I don't really care that Dame. I'm at the point where I understand a lot of people got negative feelings on Dame. And I'm with it because I had to fight that too, because I'm not the biggest Dame fan, just because I don't like the way he talk about other players and championship culture just because he ain't got a fucking ring. I just hate that. And Dame Lillard, I see people a lot of times say he a top 5 guard all time. And I just think that's insane. Damian Lillard, just because he can shoot a 3, is not a top 5 point guard all time. And I saw Shannon say he got better range than Steph Curry. Steph was shooting them shots before Dame even was attempting them shots. So I don't even understand how Shannon always say some stupid shit to try to make himself seem smarter than everybody else. So then when it hit one time, he could say, see, I told you so. Like, oh my God, bro. And I'm starting to realize a lot of celebrities and a lot of more comedians are starting to go at Shannon. It's because they have to be understanding what I'm understanding. This is a foul individual, bro. Like, dead ass, bro. This is a foul human being. I don't care how smart y'all think he is and shit like that. If I bring one person on my show and I'm sitting there kicking it with him, They come off the show, and I bring another motherfucker on the show who proceeds to ether my last guest, and I'm sitting there cool, kicking it. We have a problem. That is a sick individual, bruh. That's a drama. I look at him the same way I look at Wendy Williams. Like, this motherfucker don't care about sports no more. That might be where he started, but this motherfucker clearly is consumed with drama. But he mad when his name out. See, he don't mind if you attack the people who was on his show. He don't mind if you attack the people who was talked about on his show. Just don't attack him. Because, bruh, I'm just giving him the platform. You know, it's just a goofy individual, bruh. And I'm sick and tired of y'all calling that motherfucker Unc, bruh. I'm tired of it, bruh. Call him by his name, bruh. Shannon Sharp, bruh. Anyways, now that we off of that little tirade. The 3-point contest, like I said, it's always going to be dictated by, can they put, the good names always show up for the 3-point contest. I can't remember the last 3-point contest where it was like a bunch of no-namers showing up for it. But I don't mind this 3-point contest. Like I said, I don't know if Dame was the favorite for most people because I don't think Dame is as big a, like, people was pissed off he took the MVP from Halliburton. Nobody would care that Steph Curry or LeBron or KD won. Well, people might bitch about KD, but nobody caring if LeBron and Steph take MVP from Halliburton. People was pissed that Dame Lillard got MVP over Tyrese Halliburton. So, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I probably would stop giving out that Kobe Bryant MVP award and go back to the regular one until motherfuckers decide to compete. But I'll get to that in a minute. I'm just saying, giving Dame Lillard the Kobe Bryant award for him just jacking up a bunch of threes with no defense in front of him most of the time is insane to me. But nonetheless, the 3-point contest is in a good spot. I think the way you make the 3-point contest better, because it's not a lot of ways you can make it better without fucking up the core of it. I just think you should add WNBA players, because to me, Steph and Sabrina, that was dope. Steph had the whole world on his back, pressured in that moment. And you see, that's my irritation. Steph Curry, a multiple time champion, first ballot Hall of Famer, one of the 5 greatest players of all time. He willing to take his All-Star weekend, not use it as a break, but do something like that. But Anthony Edwards and I remember when Derrick Rose used to do this shit. That was the start. That was a start when Derrick Rose was bitching about such unnecessary hatred towards the All-Star game. And then he had moronic ass fans with no brain saying, yeah, we don't care about the All-Star game. He right. We should only care about the, like, what? You motherfuckers hate fun? That's why I never was a Derrick Rose fan, bro. Dead ass, bro. I rooted against this motherfucker every step of his career after that All-Star shit he did. Cause I'm like, bro, how can one human being hate something so much? Or how can one human being be so fake locked in? Like, bro, you locked in when it don't matter to be locked in, bro. That's insane, bro. Like, stop it. Like, look, I'm watching players greater than you playing All-Star games. That's where it always get me. Because I'm listening to Jimmy Butler and Dame. Now, listen, if you say it's fair to hate on me because I still love Jimmy Butler, but I didn't like Derrick Rose for saying what he said, cool, have at it. However, I'm looking at 2 motherfuckers like that talk crazy about the NBA All-Star game when I watched Kobe play in it. I watched Jordan. I watched Bron, KD, Steph. The greats of the game took pride in being in this game. So when I hear somebody like Jimmy Butler or Derrick Rose, who nowhere near the players that a lot of these legends who love the All-Star game is, I get a little irritated. I'm not going to lie to you. Because I'm like, bro, what make y'all better than Kobe? What make y'all better than Jordan? And see, that's my thing, bro. These players keep talking about mama mentality. Kobe showed up to the All-Star game. Kobe competed in the All-Star game. Kobe acted like he gave a fuck about different things that went on in the NBA that could have made the fans love it even more. That's why I'm so indifferent. Not even indifferent. I just don't agree with these young players and some of these other dudes saying some of the shit they say and the narrative that they have created around NBA All-Star Weekend. It's only a joke and it's a break to y'all because that's how y'all gonna act and that's how y'all look at it. And that's how y'all treat it. But Kobe looked at this as an opportunity to be great. Go look at LeBron's throwback performances. Look at Steph's CP3. Kevin Durant. Look at the greats who done competed in All-Star Weekend, bro. And I'm going to tell you the real, matter of fact, we'll get to the All-Star game because a lot of this is building up for me to explode, pause, on that All-Star game. But the three-point contest, like I said, in my opinion, the only way you can make the three-point contest even better is if you add WNBA players in it also, or maybe have like some type of team type of thing. I do feel like you got to find a way for some of these competitions to go a little bit longer. Now, I know people be like, well, it already happened so late. Listen, bro, if primetime viewing is on and it's something good, I don't care how long it lasts. My problem is when it's too short because then I feel cheated. I don't like staying up late for an event or watching a big time event and it end in 2 hours. I'm not a fan of that. I feel like big events should last 3 to 4 hours, if not longer. That's why I was never bitching when the WWE had pay-per-views that was like 4 hours long. Like, if you complain about a big time event, just take your ass to bed, bro. Nobody is forcing you to stay up. And you can watch the replays tomorrow. All right. But maybe they could do something like that where it's like to make the competition longer, where you do some type of teams. Like, I wouldn't mind seeing Steph and Sabrina teaming up to take on Dame and his WNBA player of choice, and seeing everybody else get their WNBA players of choice on their squad. That would make the competition even better, I think. Like I said, I don't have a problem with the 3-point contest. That boy Halliburton got a hell of a jump shot. Boy, that shit looked ridiculous as hell, but he be all net. But I would like to see the competition last a little bit longer, because I do think sometimes we get into this space with the 3-point contest where it's like we here to be amazed, but we don't really give a fuck who win. And that's done happened like 3 years, not in a row. I really think Steph Curry is a problem at this point in a good way, because if he don't compete in the 3-point contest, it's not as much noise on it, because that's who people want to win or lose going into it. Either you got the Steph haters coming out to watch it or the Steph Curry fans coming out to watch it. Regardless, it's going to be big time viewing, because Steph Curry fan base bigger than any of the fan bases of the players who played. So that's the only thing with the and plus, look at how gracious Steph done been and constantly competing in the 3-point contest. It's more, Steph got more of his legacy on the line, if you want to say, in a 3-point contest than Ja Morant or Anthony Edwards have in a dunk contest. You still going to be looked at as a great dunker. People look at Steph as the greatest shooter all time. If he lose, people be waiting for him to lose to talk crazy about him. See, he couldn't even hit this shot when it was made. So I don't understand that. Steph can, yeah, I just think the young guys not giving a flying fuck and the old guys basically saying to themselves, yeah, we need to be better. We need to compete. We need to get the fans a show, yada, yada. I just think that difference is the big problem right now. But nonetheless, moving on to the dunk contest. Jaylen Brown, Toppin, McClung, and the dude from Miami Heat. I cannot remember his name. Those are the people who competed in the dunk contest this year. I don't think Mac McClung, bro, I haven't seen no dunks from Matt McClung that was better than anything that Aaron Gordon or Levine did. Plus, I'm old enough to remember them Jason Richardson dunk contest, the Vince Carters, the I can't remember my other dude's name. Blake Griffin. It was another dude who I'm forgetting. I got Jay Rich out early. Usually Jay Rich the one that a lot of people forget, not me, because I grew up during them times. But it ain't really nothing special Matt McClung done did, in my opinion. I'm going to tell you what my problem with the dunk contest is. Yeah, you got dudes who missed the dunks a couple times, but this year it wasn't even a lot of missing it early or missing it multiple times. Even though missing a dunk a whole bunch of times do deflate the crowd, and it just tire out the dunker. My biggest problem with the dunk contest right now is not even just the fact that there's no big names in it, because Levine and Aaron Gordon were not the biggest of names when they competed in it. They became bigger names. Hell, you can make an argument Zach LaVine is still living off of his dunk contest, because as good as Zach LaVine is as a player, he always hurt. The Chicago Bulls aren't good most of the time. So You can make an argument. The biggest accomplishment in his career to this point was the thing that made him as big as he is the dunk contest. You can make that argument for Aaron Gordon also, even though he just won a championship with the Nuggets. I just don't know if the big names and shit like that, I don't care about that because I don't think Aaron or Zach LaVine were the biggest of names. My problem is I don't know if we'll ever get the fancy power dunks back. So I'm looking at this dunk contest and damn near everything feel like a rim grazer. Everybody is coming down when they hit their dunk rather than elevating when they hit their dunks. I don't know if anybody's head got above the rim in this dunk contest. Like I watched JaVale McGee have a great couple dunks in the dunk contest. Dwight Howard. I don't know how I forgot about Dwight. Like, to me, when I'm looking at those dunks that these dudes had, where they throwing down vicious dunks and they still 50 type dunks. I mean, bro, you could do a dunk that's like a 45 and you could get a 50 if it's a strong dunk. Like if you throw it down. A lot of these dunks, bro, is not getting thrown. And I understand people keep saying we done seen every dunk we could possibly see. No, we haven't. No, we haven't. You can add your own little twist on a lot of these dunks. I bet you thought we saw everything we could possibly see when Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon had their dunk contest. So, and now this is, I know a lot of people blame LeBron for this. They say LeBron never competed in the dunk contest. So, and I don't think it's LeBron's fault. Now, I don't like that LeBron never competed in a dunk contest, even in his prime. I do believe that was bad for business as far as like the NBA will never be able to get what they could have gotten back from LeBron saying no to the dunk contest, because then you could say, you could do the Tom Brady shit basically where, well, Tom Brady took less. Then you could do, well, LeBron competed in the dunk contest. But most of these dudes, you know what I find funny? Most of these dudes want Steph and LeBron's career, but not the career. They just want the rings. They don't want everything else that the two had to do in their career to become what they became. Steph and LeBron winning championships is not the only fucking reason that they are as big as they are. Look at some of the other events that they show up for that you wouldn't want that you think your favorite player too cool to show up for. Period. Like some of these, I can't believe I just said period, bro. It made sense right there, but when I said it, it sounded like them women who be like, period. You know what I'm saying? So let's just erase that part of the show from our memory banks, all right? That should have been a point blank period, not just a period. I can't even believe, I'm disgusted with myself, to be completely honest with you. You know what I'm saying? And if you view me differently, I understand it. But listen, LeBron and Steph showing up for different things that the other dudes that you think too cool to show up for, that's what made them popular. This is what made them big. You think you work hard. That's the thing I never understand. People be like, oh, these dudes can't show up because they grind and yada, yada. They not more successful than Steph and LeBron. What is Steph and LeBron doing? Because they show up for this. They not too serious all the time. They know how to have fun and things like that. That's why when I be seeing people say who the next face of the NBA, I always say, we'll wait and see. Because right now, bro, I don't see none of these young, I was going to say something. I don't see none of these young motherfuckers being the face of the NBA. They not willing to go the extra mile like the faces of the NBA once were. They not willing to do some of the shit that the faces of the NBA was willing to do. Period. Oh my God, I did it again. Okay, it makes sense though. When I'm like, period, they wouldn't do it. But oh my God, I gotta find a new word now. Women done took that word over. Anyways, no, it's if you in an argument and you say period, okay, that's feminine. If you're a man, like I'm arguing with a girl and I'm like, and I don't care, period. I'm gonna look at like, buddy, what did you just say? But bro, y'all distracted me. Back to the dunk contest. So to me, the fact that it's not a lot of power dunks anymore, like motherfuckers is not like, go look at Vince Carter's dunk, bro. He threw that bitch down with authority. Look at the dunk contest winners who had power. Like Aaron Gordon was flushing them shits, bro. Like you could feel the impact, pause, on his dunks when they was throwing them down. Zach LaVine, they wasn't just pretty dunks. They was vicious dunks. Go look at this dunk contest, bro. You point out the one dunk that felt like a vicious dunk. Nothing did. And I feel like Matt McClung won it because either one or two things. they just want to keep giving it to Matt McClung to have a little story going, or because everybody else was just that much worse. And when you win a competition because everybody worse, or it's a narrative going for you, that's not going to end too well. Mind you, for the people who are out there saying, well, they don't have big enough names, I'm not going to be mad at you for saying that, because I don't know who the fuck most of these dudes who've been playing in this dunk contest are the last couple years. Shout out to Jaylen Brown for being the first All-Star in, like they said, 13 years or some shit like that to compete in a dunk contest. But listen, I'm not going to hate on Jaylen Brown for doing it, but jumping over Kai Cenat was crazy, especially jumping over Kai Cenat sitting down. That right there told me that Jaylen Brown should not be in this contest, because Zach LaVine and Aaron Gordon is clearing Kai Cenat standing up. Aaron Gordon jumped over a fucking mascot, sat down in the air above this motherfucker at a 90-degree angle, put the ball under his ass, and yammed it. See, y'all not understanding me, bro. When I be hating on the dunk contest or not really loving it, it ain't because of, oh, not enough big names. It's because of Aaron Gordon, bro. What I saw Aaron Gordon do, I know I'm not going to see nobody do nothing even close to that shit. That's why it's tough for me to watch it. However, to the people who be like, bro, these names not big enough, I get you. But whose fault is that? Because Ja Morant said he wasn't going to compete in it early in his career. Anthony Edwards said he wouldn't compete within the first 2 years of his career, I believe. So, them two dunkers right there who won't even try it. You give them everything. You give them the money, the accolades, the ads, the TV spots, and they don't want to compete in simple contests. You can't be mad at the NBA for the dunk contest becoming what it was. The NBA was used to its biggest stars competing in the dunk contest, and now they got to go to the G League to get Mac fucking McClung to come compete. That's not on the NBA, and it's nothing that the NBA can do to make dudes compete. They can't put in an incentive. The incentive is winning the fucking dunk contest. Do you know what that do for you? Like, so in my opinion, I don't know what the NBA can do. I really don't. But if I'm the NBA, I'm so worn out with the stars. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, I'm so worn out with the Ja Morants. I'm so sick of it that I might just change the whole contest to be a band with you. I might change the contest to a fucking, how they do. And I was against this at first, but I might start bringing in the street ball dudes and shit like that, having them just do some wild dunk contest, because if we not going to get I understood not changing the tournament into that because out of respect for the past dunk contest winners, because it ain't like you got a bunch of scrubs who won a dunk contest. You got motherfuckers whose biggest part of their legacies, like Vince Carter, was winning a dunk contest. So we got historic moments in the dunk contest. So I understand the NBA not wanting to change up the basis of the dunk contest just to show respect to the past greats who competed and won in it. And just because you don't want to bring in a bunch of, it's not like the dudes who won this contest are not Hall of Fame big name players. Jordan, Kobe, Dwight, Wilt, Dominique, Dr. J, like, it's so many, Vince Carter. It's big names that's done won this dunk contest. It's not like it's a bunch of scrub names. So I get why they wouldn't want to scrap the dunk contest as far as having NBA participants. But when you look at the names that's been in the dunk contest over the last couple years, and the fact that the young dudes just do not want to compete in it. Like, they coming out of college saying they not going to compete in it, bro. Now, it'd be wrong. People will say it's wrong if the NBA started doing shit. See, and this is I'm so pro player that I be forgetting. See, shit like this kind of make me not care about that 65 game rule. But then I be thinking to myself, it's certain people who ain't got shit to do with the ignorance of some of these young motherfuckers in the NBA. Like, what the fuck is a dude who cannot dunk have to do with not competing in a dunk contest? Like, he shouldn't be punished for that. But you get these dudes who is known for being great dunkers, who just choose not to. Like, when we seen somebody get hurt in a dunk contest? I'm not saying somebody can't get hurt in a dunk contest, but when is the last time we saw somebody get hurt in a dunk contest? So we know that's not a thing. The biggest reason NBA, NFL players don't play for real in the Pro Bowl is because injuries. It's so easy to get hurt in football, and they scared of being hurt. Why exactly do they not compete in a dunk contest in the NBA? That would be my irritation. And I would understand that instantly. So as much as we like to get at the NBA thing, I really think y'all have to start holding these young players accountable. And think about this. When the LeBrons, the Currys, the KDs, the Paul Georges, have Paul George competed in a dunk contest? I can't remember. When Kawhi's, when all of those legends retire, and the only guys we got to look at is these young dudes. Think of how terrible different events will be in the NBA simply because these young dudes don't give a fuck. Because they can't find it in them to care about something enough if they ain't getting paid enough. And I always thought it was crazy when you in the NBA, you make great money now. You shouldn't have to have money be the end all be all thing for you to want to do something now. Because you make great money, you know the NBA take care of you. And they still don't want to compete in these things. So, for me, the dunk contest is shot. I'll never lose faith in it, and I'll never say put it second. I'll always say keep it last, because I just got faith that one day it'll be some young bulls that's ready to show the world, like, we ready to revitalize the dunk contest. And shout out to Matt McClung. I'm not hating on Matt McClung. And it's not because he white. He is just not better than some of the great dunkers I done seen. Point blank period in this competition. Like, I have nothing against Mac McClung. I just cannot put him on the same level I put some of these up. Bro, I could look at that Zach LaVine, Aaron Gordon dunk contest every year for the rest of my life. I could go back and look at some of them greats in the dunk contest, and all of them is better than the Matt McClung competition. And it's not because of Matt McClung. It's because of every fucking body around him in the contest. Another thing that's a problem is, this is another reason why you don't want to have a narrative-based dunk contest. So you don't want a player to come into that dunk contest and automatically say, that's who we going to have win it. It's all right to think somebody going to win it, but when the overwhelming majority pick one guy, to me, that tells me the field is too weak. Because you shouldn't. In the 3-point contest, the only reason you say Steph is because he's the greatest shooter of all time, and that's the fan favorite. But we know it's other people in that contest who can get hot and win it because they all can shoot threes. In the dunk contest, for one, most of the time we don't even know some of these dudes in the dunk contest nowadays unless you just rep that team. Two, some of these dudes is just coming out of the G League or is bench, is pine riders. So that's the first couple things that hurt it. And then you get dudes who can't really jump that high in order to do something. Because I hate to break it to you. If you cannot vertically leap like a Aaron Gordon, like a Vince Carter, like a Jordan, Kobe, hell, Spud Webb, Nate Robinson, Dwight Howard, Zach LaVine. If you can't get up in the air like that, you're probably not going to have a great dunk contest. I mean, it just is what it is. And none of these dudes was able to get the height on them that those legends had on them. So that's going to always be a problem. Like, Jaylen Brown couldn't jump over Kai Cenat standing up. Like I just told you, Aaron Gordon, matter of fact, most of these dunk contests, if not all of them, is clearing him. Spud Webb is clearing Kai Cenat. Okay? So I understand people who's saying, like, bro, y'all shouldn't be talking trash about Jaylen Brown. At least he competed. And it's a respect there for him competing. But the optics is terrible. Seeing him, like, yeah, people was clowning Blake Griffin for jumping over the hood of a car because of his leaping ability. He jumped over the hood, not the top of the car, the hood, and people was complaining. My guy couldn't jump over Kai Cenat standing up. Kai Cenat standing up, what, like 5'10" or something, if even that. So, yeah, I get the people who talking crazy about that. I get that. The optics wasn't that great when it came to that. But aside from that, I don't know how you fix the dunk contest other than scrap the whole thing, which it's just so hard to say that with a straight face because you think about the legends that competed in the dunk contest. You think about the dudes who done won the dunk contest. It's just so hard to say scrap it and bring in a bunch of no-name street ballers to dunk it. But if that's what you need to revitalize, you know what I would say? You can have a street ball dunk contest on Friday night with the and one and the random stars who be jumping on trampolines and shit like that. I saw somebody jump on a trampoline, do a backflip on the backboard, like walk the backboard and backflip it and come down and dunk it. That shit was kind of hard. At first, I couldn't decide if I liked it or not because I'm like, man, these motherfuckers is using trampolines. But at the end of the day, I could see the majesticity, or if that's even a word, I could see the majesticness in it. You know, I could see the beauty in what they was actually doing. So if you wanted to do something like that on Friday night, I'm all for it. That way you can give people the best of two worlds. You can get the people who want the purists of the dunk contest to remain NBA players. You can give them that on Saturday, as bad as that competition might be, with the hope of one day it's revitalized by some young bulls. And you can give everybody who just want to see great dunks and be entertained happen. You could, set that up, to be honest. I also feel like on Friday night, I know the Big Three don't compete with the NBA no more, but that would have been a great night for the Big Three to pull out like some type of tournament style format games or something like that. That would have been nice to see. But I don't know why the NBA don't do some type of tournament round robin type thing on Friday night with different. I don't know. But nonetheless, the dunk contest is shot until people start to care about it more. And I know people keep blaming the NBA. Like I said, what the fuck is the NBA supposed to do? They cannot convince the superstars to show up, which they shouldn't have to. That's my thing. I don't like hearing people say, well, they need to do better at convincing these dudes to show up. What the fuck else they got to do to convince them? And why should they have to? You done seen the legends compete in this. I shouldn't have to tell. If you're a 3-point shooter, if you're a great 3-point shooter, I don't have to convince you to compete in a 3-point contest. The greatest 3-point shooter all time done won multiple 3-point contests. We done heard about Larry Bird and his 3-point contest story. Like, I'm not convincing you to show up to be great, bro. You either want to show up and be great and leave a name for yourself, or you don't. And the thing that's so funny to me is some of these dudes ain't never going to win no championship. That's just the reality. Some of these dudes will never win a title. One of the easiest ways to help your pockets, your endorsements, and all that type of stuff is to compete in something like this. Because you're not winning a championship, whether it be market, not enough, good enough team. You might be a selfish ass player who players don't want to play with. Regardless of, you might not be fully developed, whatever it may be. This is one of the easiest ways. Bro, who was it? Dwight Howard became a mega star off of the dunk contest, as did Nate Robinson. Somebody got a deal from the dunk contest, I thought. Like, they got a shoe deal right after the dunk contest. I could be tripping, though. That might have been a 3-point contest. I could be tripping. And that's another thing. I don't even like seeing all these dudes compete in the 3-point contest. I'm going to keep it a band with you. At first, I was cool with it. But now you starting to just see any old type of fucking person who think they can shoot up a 3 compete in it. The 3-point contest need to remain strictly for 3-point shooters. Like, somebody will be like, well, Karl Anthony Towns out there. Well, the motherfucker shoot threes at a high clip, and he shoot them pretty good. So I don't care about him being out. If he had showed up and only made like 4 threes, now we got a problem. But he a big man that can actually shoot threes, so I don't care about that. But now let's get into the All-Star game. It was bad. It was bad like it was bad last year. I'm glad the All-Star game jerseys was fire. Like, I don't like the color blue. I like the blue that was on, well, let me put it like this. I don't like no shade of blue except for Carolina Tar Heel blue and some navy blues is all right. The blue on the Eastern All-Star jerseys was fire. Now, I like the color red. I don't wear the color red that much no more. It used to be my favorite color growing up, but I don't really wear it no more. I love the Western All-Star jerseys, bro. Them shits was tough. Like, them shits was tough, boy. This is why I don't care when baseball fans be like, oh, they should just wear their own jersey out there. No, the fuck they shouldn't. They should have a team jersey for All Stars, East, West, AL, NL, so I can know who the fuck is where they, like, bro, you think I want to go out there with an eyesore looking at so many different jerseys, bro? They already wear their own hat. If they wear their own hat, that's fine. Bro, a Philly wearing a Philly jersey, a Met got on a Met jersey, a Dodger got on, no, fuck no, bro. That is, I don't like that. I never liked when that was a thing. I've always been a fan of one jersey for both teams. The East got a jersey, the West got a jersey. Now, AL, NL jerseys was hideous last year for the MLB. I don't like the dark colors that look that ugly. For one, I don't mind dark colors, even though I feel like you should be lightening up these things. Those jerseys was god awful. They was ugly to me. I don't know if that turquoise aqua type of color, that was god awful. And I understand we was in Seattle, so that's why they did them colors. But I hated both of the jerseys and it's not because it was team jerseys. It was because I just didn't like the design, or it's not even a design. I didn't like the color, because the jerseys that they had the year before that, where it was like, if you was a Philly, it had PHI going down on one side, and then like the Philly logo. That's tough. Those was the white NL jerseys. The white NL jerseys from like a couple years ago when it was Zach in it. JT Realmuto was in the cons. Like, bro, those shits was fire. Absolute flames. But this year, them shits was ugly. Which brings me back to the NBA All-Star jersey. Those shits was a beaut. Nike knocked them shits out the park. But the game itself was not great. I can admit that. The game itself, what is happening to the game that I love so much? The first basketball game of the season that I usually watch, and it has been terrible the last 2 years. Last year was because the young dudes just wanted to go out there and launch up threes. And pretty much this year has been the same thing. If I'm the NBA, I am trying to find a way to heavily incentivize this. For one, I think you got to put injury guarantees in this. I think that's one of the biggest ways. Now, putting an injury guarantee in this ain't going to do too much, because a motherfucker who hate rehabbing is going to hate rehabbing regardless. So anything he can do to prevent an injury, to have to prevent rehab, he's going to do. So that's the one thing. And I understand LeBron James not wanting to compete at 100%. Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, they older players. But the young dudes just coming out here and just launching threes or getting to the rim, the easy walk to the rim layup, yeah, something got to change. And I understand that's what basketball is nowadays. But I don't think that's what basketball is nowadays, bro. I think that's what the youthful mind is nowadays. The young dude only want to hit threes and dunk the ball. That's it. They don't care about free throws. They don't care, well, unless that's the only way they know how to get to the bucket is getting points off free throws. But they don't really care about none of the other shit that is involved in being a great basketball player or having a great game. They just gonna shoot up threes. And you know, the only way that this can be stopped is defense. But the game got so out of hand. I think they said the East hit like 46 3-pointers in the game, some shit like that. And Damian Lillard hit. Like, Tyrese Halliburton started off the game hitting a whole bunch of uncontested ass threes, and then he just started launching deep threes and shit like that. And that right there would tell. See, I understand the average fan saying these dudes ain't Steph Curry, but they look like him in the All-Star game because of no defense. I get that. I saw people, a whole bunch of tweeting about how pissed off they was Dame Lillard was scoring like he was scoring in the All-Star game. I saw somebody say Dame Lillard ain't never shot like this in real life, but as soon as he ain't got to play no defense and ain't got to worry about actually winning, he starts shooting like that. Like, I saw people going in on different players for the first thing. Okay, I'm going to tell y'all who I started talking shit about first. Jaylen Brown. I don't like the Celtics, bro, so you know I'm always hate on the Celtics as a Laker fan. However, I actually don't like Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum in the All-Star game. Both of these motherfuckers play like children in the All-Star game. They just launch up a bunch of dumbass threes, bro. And Jaylen Brown, oh my God, the shots that he be launching really be pissing me off. Because you know they wouldn't go in if people was playing defense, but they get so egregious with it because they know nobody playing defense. They launch up these just jackass type shots. That's probably what's starting to piss people off the most. Not the fact that they hitting so many shots. It's the fact that they hitting shots that they would not hit if it was being contested. Or they hitting shots that if you shot this shot 5 times with a contest, you probably hit it once. That's the problem I think people are starting to have. Now, I understand it. And I done said it multiple times. We can't expect these dudes to come out here and play at their fullest potential because this is a break. Not only is it a break, it's a break in the middle of the fucking season. However, I'm starting to rethink that because now that I think about it, most people get their breaks, they all-star weekends. Well, at least the NFL's all-star weekend is after the season. I understand not wanting to play hard for that. And while I do understand not wanting to go hard because you midway through the season, you don't want to get hurt and cost yourself the rest of the season. Because some people are like, well, the NFL, they ain't got nothing to work for no more. Why don't they play hard? Well, you can still get hurt in the NFL pretty easy and cost you your next season. In the NBA, I understand the same thing can happen. But, bro, the frequency of a basketball injury compared to a football injury is just not as frequent. I understand they get hurt in the NBA. And I'm not asking them to go out there and play 2-3 hours full of hardcore basketball. But what I am saying is, can we get somebody on the court that want to try? Somebody who is embarrassed by just having another team run up the score on them like what was happening. Because it seemed to me like Kevin Durant was actually pissed off that what was happening was happening. Like Kevin Durant didn't seem like he liked. Like, because look at Kevin Durant, how smart he tried to play when the game was still close. And then go look at the game after it was nowhere in reach. Then he just stopped giving a fuck. You need more Kevin Durants, Kobe's, LeBron, CP3. CP3 played defense in the All-Star game. To me, the young dudes just don't give a fuck. And the majority of the East is young dudes. And how can we tell the young dudes to care when Damian Lillard not playing no defense? He just going down there and launching up shots. So why would anybody else on the Eastern Conference care? They just trying to get up more points than Dame so they can get this award. I feel as though the NBA is time to heavily incentivize the All-Star game or be stricter with the selections. Because I'm going to be honest with you, bro. A couple of these dudes wouldn't make the All-Star game with me. And you could say it's not fair. I don't give a fuck. If I keep putting you on this All-Star game and you keep doing what you're doing, why would I ever continue to put you? And then you could say, well, that's costing me stuff in my career. Oh, well. I'm not going to be able to say I'm a multi-time All-Star. Oh, well. You didn't care about it when you was going to him. So why would I care about you caring about that now? That's honestly how I would be, because to see how disgusting some of these dudes treat the All-Star game, I don't know, man. Because it used to be something to sit around and watch the All-Star game. Now, I didn't even watch the whole game. I turned it off late in the third quarter because I was like, it's no shot that the West is coming back, bro. They down by like 30 points. They not trying. Luka Doncic set me off when he threw up that dumbass shot. Luka set me off when he went for that dumbass shot. Multiple dumbass shots. Him and what's Buddy? Him and Jokic being best friends, that's cool. Don't give a fuck about that during the game. Like, and to me, you know, I've been talking about Anthony Edwards, and look at Luka's attitude towards this game. I mean, they down 30, KD trying to compete. Luka just launch up a bad shot. And not only was they doing this shit on, they was doing this shit on misses. When the East did miss, and if I'm KD, bro, it'd be real tough for me not to spaz on Luka on a couple of them plays. Bro, we got stops, and you launch up these dumbass shots. At some point in time, the NBA gonna have to sit down with these dudes and the legends who competed in it and tell them the disrespect that y'all done shown this game and the people who played before y'all is insane. And the way that y'all bitch every year when y'all, because NBA players bitch every year they not picked to the All-Star team. The way y'all bitch and show up and do what y'all do is embarrassing. I'm going to be completely honest with you. The NBA do need to, after these last two All-Star games, because They changed it from the format from picking teams to this because they thought it would bring back the competitiveness of East-West. They was wrong. It don't even take much to play defense for some of these dudes. And when you got some of the, and we done seen these games be competitive. I don't know if that's going to happen in the next couple of years because Steph, LeBron, and Curry cannot continue to. They're not going to keep playing in these games and giving it they all, especially when they playing around a bunch of kids who don't give a fuck. But the older they get, the more they're going to have to take a step back and let the young dudes take over. But this is what the young dudes doing to the game. Kobe said, leave the game better than you found it. And when it's time to leave, leave a legend. How is these motherfuckers leaving the All-Star game better than they found it? They tarnishing it. They doing far more bad to the game than good. Like I was reading that quote was playing in my head. Leave the game better than you left it. When it's time to leave, leave a legend. How is any of these dudes leaving the All-Star game better than they left it? And then you got dudes who will come to the All-Star game, sit on the bench, and then tell you, oh, yeah, I just don't care about that. But the motherfucker, you shouldn't have showed up. Like, so I don't think the NBA can do anything about the dunk contest. The NBA can do something about this game. I don't even care if they say no threes in the All-Star game. We taking away the three-pointer. You hit a three-pointer, it's just 2 points. If that's a way to make it more competitive by default because motherfuckers not trying, oh well. I guarantee you one thing, they won't be shooting up a bunch of threes no more uncontested if you turn them shits into 2 points. But either way, I really feel like the All-Star game need to be flipped out and put people in there who actually want to compete. And I understand nobody gonna go in there and compete for the whole time because you don't want to get hurt. But the fact that I done heard multiple people say, well, if you're thinking about getting hurt, you're gonna get hurt. It's wild that they keep coming into this game saying to themselves, oh yeah, we might get hurt. When you can't name the last person who got hurt in the All-Star game. I think it was Kobe from Wade, and they was competing. So I just think this young movement in the NBA done started fucking a lot of shit up. And nobody blamed the young guys for some reason. I don't know why, because it's definitely the young dudes and they lack of caring that's fucking a lot of this shit up. But I don't really know what the NBA can do right now when it comes to the dunk contest. And I don't know how they fix this All-Star game, but to me, the All-Star game is more important to fix than the dunk contest. Because the dunk contest, I mean, you can't go up to somebody and say, bro, compete in the dunk contest. Just try. Because that's not the problem. The problem is not that people not trying when they get in the dunk contest. Is that the big names don't want to compete in it. And I heard people say the judges is a problem. Bro, I didn't see not one dunk that I would have gave a 52 over the weekend. So I don't have no problem with the judges. And then NBA players, the first thing they're using is when they hating on these dudes. Like I saw Norris Cole say on the Gil Arenas pod, he's seeing dunks he don't even know about. He don't know what he watching. Bro, how disrespectful can you be, bro? Now, I say a lot of ridiculous shit, but I'm going to look at a past dunk contest winner and say he don't understand what he watching. What? Norris, can you even dunk, buddy? I'm going to take advice from them or trust their opinions before I trust yours, bro, because you can't dunk like that. So you're going to give everybody a 50 because you can't do it yourself. And if I'm judging everybody based off of what I can't do, then everybody going to be walking around getting 50s. That's not how this shit works. I told y'all, Gilbert Arenas say some often nutsack shit sometimes to me, brother. Just don't make no sense, pause. But, you know, the NBA All-Star weekend has been tarnished for the second year in a row. Saint not happy about it because I look forward to the NBA All-Star weekend every year because I know it's going to be 3 days of just happiness. And it has not been that, but, you know, nonetheless, with that being said, I appreciate y'all for joining me on the All-Star edition, NBA All-Star edition of Kicking It With Saint. Tell somebody you fuck with him. Tell somebody you love him. You can be anything in the world. Volkanovski got knocked the fuck out this week. I forgot about that at the UFC event by Ilia Tapia, however you pronounce his name. He the new featherweight champion, so shout out to him. But tell somebody you fuck with him. Tell somebody you love him. You can be anything in the world. Choose to be kind to somebody today. You don't know what nobody going through, so be kind to everybody. I like you. I love you. I fuck with you. Like, subscribe, share. Saint out.
I got the moves like hot sauce. Lil' mama taking the top off. I'm laying down getting topped off. After this, she know she getting knocked off. I know she loving the money, so I keep on thumbing and thumbing. She say she horny when she taking shots, so I keep them coming and coming. Now I'm putting dick in her tummy, scoop her up like I'm raking her something. You would think shawty ran track, the way that she running and running. You getting dumber and dumber, you out here chasing the bone. After she finished from giving me dome, the Uber is taking her home. Tight.